1. iOS 26 Public Beta Release Date, Everything You Need to Know. 2. iOS 18.6 Beta 3 Released, What's New and How to Install. 3. Exploring macOS Sequoia 15.6 Beta, What You Need to Know. 1. iOS 26 Public Beta Release Date, Everything You Need to Know. The wait for the most anticipated iOS update is almost over, but it's testing everyone's patience. Ever since Apple pulled back the curtain on iOS 26 during its Worldwide Developers Conference, WWDC, in June, a clear line was drawn. On one side were the developers, and anyone with a developer account, who could immediately start exploring all the groundbreaking new features. On the other side was, well, everyone else, presented with a simple choice: wait patiently for the official, stable release in September, or take the plunge into the early access public beta promised for July. As the July days have ticked by, the anticipation has been palpable. We're now well past the month's midpoint, and the silence from Apple has been deafening. But here's where it gets exciting: the wait may be coming to an end. In a recent exchange with journalist Parker Ortolani, the highly reliable 2. iOS 18.6 Beta 3 released, What's New and How to Install. It might feel like Apple is leaving older devices behind, but their latest software update tells a more complicated, and crucial, story. Just as the tech world buzzes with anticipation for the massive software overhauls coming this fall, Apple has quietly pushed out a new round of beta updates. The third developer beta for iOS 18.6, iPadOS 18.6, macOS Sequoia 15.6, watchOS 11.6, visionOS 2.6, and tvOS 18.6 is now available. And for those of you in the public beta program, the wait is over. Apple released the public versions just a day after the developer launch, so you can get in on the action, too. It's easy to get swept up in the excitement for what's next. This autumn, we're expecting a tidal wave of innovation with iOS 26, iPadOS 26, and macOS Tahoe. These major releases are poised to introduce a stunning new, liquid glass, design aesthetic and a host of game-changing features that will redefine our daily interactions with our devices. But here's the part most people miss: the update that's rolling out right now is arguably just as important, especially for a huge segment of Apple's user base. While Apple is deep in the testing phase for its major fall releases, it's also meticulously refining these smaller, incremental updates. The 18.6 series updates, expected to be officially released to everyone in the next few weeks, are not packed with shiny new toys. In fact, they are intentionally light on new features. So, what's the point? Think of it as a final, perfecting touch. The primary mission for these releases is to achieve maximum stability. Apple understands that not everyone will make the leap to iOS 26 when it launches. Some users prefer to wait, while others own devices, like the iPhone 14 and older, that simply won't be compatible with the next-generation operating system. For these users, iOS 18.6 isn't just another minor update, it's expected to be the last significant version they'll receive. It's the definitive, long-term edition of the software that will power their devices for the foreseeable future. Consequently, Apple's priority has shifted from innovation to fortification, ensuring this final version is as reliable, secure, and bug-free as humanly possible. But here's where it gets controversial: is this intense focus on stability a responsible act of customer care, or is it a sign that Apple is simply winding down support with minimal effort? By not including even minor new features, some might argue the company is doing the bare minimum for its legacy users. Others would say that a rock-solid, dependable operating system is the most valuable feature of all for someone not getting future upgrades. What's your take on this? Is Apple making the right call by prioritizing a stable send-off for the iOS 18 cycle, or should they continue to sprinkle in new features until the very end? We're genuinely curious to hear where you stand on the stability versus innovation debate. Let us know your thoughts in the C. 3. Exploring macOS Sequoia 15.6 Beta, What You Need to Know. Apple has just released the third beta version of the upcoming macOS Sequoia 15.6, aimed at developers for testing. This new beta comes just a week after the second beta was made available. Developers interested in trying out the macOS Sequoia beta can easily enroll through the software update section found in the System Settings app. However, to access this beta, an Apple ID linked to an Apple developer account is necessary. As of now, there is no information regarding the specific features included in macOS Sequoia 15.6, and the first two beta versions did not reveal any new functionalities. It appears that Apple's focus is gradually shifting away from macOS Sequoia as they prepare for the launch of macOS Tahoe, the latest version expected to debut this fall. ### Popular stories. When can we expect the iOS 26 public beta? Apple has previously indicated that a public beta for iOS 26 would be released in July, and recent reports have provided a more precise timeline. According to Bloomberg's Mark Gurman, the public betas are anticipated to be available around Wednesday, July 23. This means that users can look forward to the public betas for iOS 26, iPadOS 26, macOS 26, and more in the coming week. New color options for iPhone 17 and iPhone 17 Pro leaked. We might finally have a comprehensive list of color choices for the iPhone 17 series ahead of its September launch. A report from Macworld, authored by Felipe Esposito, claims to have obtained an internal document detailing all the color options for the upcoming iPhone 17, iPhone 17 Air, iPhone 17 Pro, and iPhone 17 Pro Max models. What to anticipate from the Apple Watch Ultra 3? The anticipation for the Apple Watch Ultra 3 is building, with several new features and enhancements rumored for the device. Key expectations include satellite connectivity for sending and receiving messages when Wi-Fi and cellular networks are unavailable, as well as 5G support, an upgrade from the LTE capabilities of the Apple Watch Ultra 2. Additionally, a wide-angle OLED display is likely to be featured. iPhone 17 Pro, a sneak peek at 16 new features. The next-generation iPhone 17 Pro and iPhone 17 Pro Max are just 2 months away, and numerous rumors are circulating about the devices. Recent speculations from June and July suggest a redesigned dynamic island interface for all iPhone 17 models, which could significantly enhance user experience. Anticipated features for the new Apple TV. A new Apple TV is on the horizon, expected to launch later this year, with several exciting features rumored. According to Bloomberg's Mark Gurman, the upcoming Apple TV will include a new chip that combines Wi-Fi and Bluetooth capabilities, promising faster connectivity. Apple Store in Sydney to close permanently. In a recent announcement, Apple revealed that its store located in the Westfield Hornsby shopping mall in Hornsby, Australia, will be permanently closing its doors in October. The company has decided not to renew its lease at this location, but all affected employees will have the opportunity to transfer to nearby Apple stores. Reasons to consider skipping the iPhone 17 Pro this year. As Apple prepares to launch its iPhone 17 series in 2 months, the iPhone 17 Pro models are expected to feature a new design for the rear casing and camera area. However, significant changes to the lineup may not occur until next year with the arrival of the iPhone 18 models. If you're contemplating trading in your current iPhone for this year's model, it's worth considering the rumored features before making a decision.